Hello. We're now in the maturation room, Phil and I, and we can see here, if Ineke can zoom in, these little clovers, little 4-leaf clovers, which is at the bottom of all the bottles, yes?
Yeah.
And also on the labels, and later on, I'll show you on the wall outside, that it's even on the stone wall outside. The building itself is beautiful, absolutely. The building alone is worth coming to visit for, let alone that you've got wonderful whiskey to try, and other such beautiful spirits. So here we have, Phil, take over please. I'm sorry.
No problem at all. So this used to be our on-site warehouse. We'd store the casks inside here, but then to allow us to expand, it is a beautiful site. The site dates back to the mid-1850s. But all these lovely buildings are Grade 2 listed, so they're protected buildings, and we're in the Lake District National Park. So the footprint is exactly the same when it was a working dairy farm. So to allow us to increase production, with those 4 washbacks upstairs, we were limited to around about 200,000 litres of spirit a year. We emptied that warehouse. Behind there, we've installed a further 8 washbacks.
Oh.
So effectively that will allow us eventually to triple the volume we can produce here for the existing stills and mash tun we saw earlier.
Up to about 1 million litres.
600,000 probably, top out as there.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yes, a trip, of course.
Yeah. So here, today, our casks are handmade. They're handmade in Spain. And in Spain, we air dry the wood, anything up to 2 years. It helps remove impurities, things like tannins. Then we use a cooperate in Andalusia. They inspect the wood. If there's any defects, any blemishes, any knots in the wood, it's rejected. Today, only 40% of the wood goes forward to be handmade now into our bespoke oak casks. And they can be made using American oak, Central European oak, or even Spanish oak.
Okay.
And then during the manufacturing process, they're burnt on the inside there. And that, we call it toasting. It caramelizes the oak, gives you that layer of charring. It starts to crack open the grain. Looks quite spectacular, but literally adding a pail of water, putting the damper back on the top, we can finish fabricating the cask.
Good grief.
This cable over here starts to tighten, and what it does, it draws in the staves at the bottom. Then the casks are flipped, they add the rest of the metal rings, a lid and a base, and you've got your completed container. Wow. And that's the discarded wood pile over there. That's a 60% of the wood from the same trees that's rejected. We use that to fuel this process so we don't add any contaminants at all.
Right, okay, so it's used by the same woods.
From the same trees, yeah.
Wow.
So you've got your cask now, but we're still not ready to put that new make spirit inside.
No.
Before we do that, we season the casks. So here at the lakes, we're very much a sherry-led whiskey distillery here. So our style, it's sherry-led, wood-driven, it's not peated, it's not smoky. So the casks are seasoned. The bulk of them are seasoned with Oloroso, and the first fill casks now, we also use Fino and Pedro Jimenez.
Oh, as well, and I can see Amontillado there too.
Yes, yeah. So now the bottle wall is lighting up, and this is to illustrate what goes on inside the cask. So when the spirit goes inside, it's clear and colourless, but there's a natural reaction between the wood and the spirit that develops the colour, and it's all natural colour. We don't add any caramel to it at all. So if you've got a cask made out of American oak, naturally it's very dense, so it produces a colour more towards the golden end of that wall there.
Yeah.
French or Central European oak is more towards that pinky orange in the middle. Spanish oak casks tend to give us that rich, dark red colour at the end.
Yeah.
But the colour itself, it's no indication of the quality of the spirit. It's more an indication in the wood used in the casks during the maturation. So the casks are sampled routinely every 3 months. The whiskey maker then has got an in-depth understanding of how the flavour and character is developing inside each individual cask.
Wow.
And then this is where he changes roles from the scientist with that automated distillery to an artist.
Yes.
Where those individual casks are like an artist's colour palette, and he blends it together to create that whiskey for you to enjoy at the end of that journey.
This is incredible. Yeah, because we all know, you know, the people who really love whiskey, many of them don't understand how important blending is. and that blending indeed is not a science, it's absolutely an art. Wonderful.
Well, you're getting all of the colour and you're getting maybe 70% of the flavour and the character from that blending process there and that maturation inside those oak casks. There's a short video now, I'll play it for you, but this just talks about how the whiskey maker is trying to create a whiskey that reflects this beautiful home we've got here, and a little bit more about that blending process as well.
And for those of you watching in the Netherlands, it's available at the better liquor stores.
The natural beauty of the Lake District has forever captivated the most artistic of minds. We too take inspiration from the UNESCO World Heritage Site, the home of our state-of-the-art distillery. Here our whiskey maker blends control and creativity, affording fermentation and distillation the luxury of time. The result is complex flavour, fruity spirit with a narrow cut, all purposefully designed to enhance our sherry cask maturation process. Our casks are handmade in Andalusia to our exacting requirements, and then seasoned with sherry, Fino, Oloroso, or Pedro Jimenez. The whiskey maker nurtures the spirit within each cask meticulously, controlling the evolution of flavour. A man of science and an artist. The Lake Single Malt is a unique blend of creativity, taste and expertise, enriching flavour through creative expression to capture ideas, emotions and feelings. Blending is the language of whiskey. It's infinite. It's intimate. It comes from the heart and sets the lakes apart.
Wow. Well made indeed. And I'll just tell them, the people from the Netherlands, I'll say it in Dutch for them, so there'll be a little bit of Dutch hier. Voor degenen onder jullie die in Nederland wonen en die hier naar kijken. Dit whisky is allemaal te koop bij de betere slijter. En voor degene die daar eventueel door gekrenkt wordt, wie is de betere slijter? Dat is elke slijter die een klant is van Bresser & Timmer. Die kan het zo kopen en op die manier kunnen jullie het ook kopen. Wat je hier gezien hebt is ook te proeven uit een fles. So that just told them. Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. So yes, and here did you take a shot of the barrels? The barrels we have here too.
Yeah.
2016 we have here. A beautiful sound of a wooden barrel. Different sounds because of different levels filled. En kijk uit ervoor bij de betere slijter.